to get the match underway. First end of 4 as Alison Levine throws first ball. 3 balls each per end. And not just a gold medal up for grabs here. The winner of this match qualifies for the Paris 2024 Paralympics. It's a huge amount of pressure on this game. The Canadians have played through the tournament demonstrating quite a relaxed approach. That works for them. Leidy, Chica, first up for Colombia. So Colombia getting closest, and the rule that you basically need to know who's going to play next is if one team is closer, it's the other team's turn. Closer to that white jack, if you're only just joining the boccia. So Ciobanu with his first ball of 3. Well, as the match progresses, we'll see that the Canadians split their responsibilities. Alison more up, moving the balls around. Placement from Iulian. And we see demonstrated here by Lady Chica her ability to move the balls around and sacrifices the second ball that she's thrown in for Colombia, but gets nearest ball. Canada back in play. Both have played 1 ball each so far. Looks like it's Ciobanu who will use his second ball here. It's a good position for Canada as things stand. Now I have to think about angles. They've both got a different route to the jack, but both having to thread the needle between 2 red balls. So Leidy going to throw her third ball, last one of the end for her. Looking to go through the centre and the right-hand red ball. Oh, done brilliantly. Such is the quality of these 2 teams that you'll see they're alternating shots at the moment. There's also the tactics you need to think about in the boccia game, especially with 2 closely matched teams, where building to something that could be a multi-scorer perhaps isn't the right way forward right at the start. Get the lead, even if it's just by a single point. with an Olympic quota spot at stake, you can't blame them for employing just a little bit of caution. Might see that change as the match develops. Paralympics, of course, the pinnacle for these athletes. But the boccia international scene has grown from strength to strength over the last few years. And now Canada, the first time having to use two balls, but they're in a very, very good position here because the route to the jack is pretty tricky for both Colombians now. Three balls left to play as Edilson, with all of them, starts his approach at this gold medal match. Tried to lob that. Be looking to push the jack on, so call that a sighter. Trial run complete. What can he do at the second attempt? Still not quite closest. So this one needs to count. It's not the space around the jack for him to jam up and get a ball between the jack and the reds. I wonder if he's thinking about rolling up on top here. Put a bit of pressure on the last Canadian ball. Canada, one up already. Both coming up to have a look at the field of play. Doesn't look like there's a huge amount of risk in this shot because of the way the blue balls are lined up. The one in the middle above the jack is going to be prevented from getting closer with the red ball just to the left of it as we look down. The one on the right, if it is nudged, is not going to get closer to the back. But how will Canada turn one into two? Lob over the top comes with a little bit of risk because they could push the jack on. She's aiming for the blue on the left, maybe. One red. In the end, Canada do nick the points. But start of the second, Colombia trailing by a single point. Knew this was going to be high quality. All individual medalists playing for this pairs final, and that looks like it's fallen short of the line. Didn't quite have the legs to get inside the V-line, which it must do. So, advantage Canada. Now, let's just reflect on that first end. Canada were one up. They played a shot that ended up pushing a blue close to the jack. Fortunately for them, that was their last ball. Fortunately for them, they got the single point, but risk here when these two teams are so closely matched may not be worth it. Failing to cross the line with the jack in the second end for Colombia, and Canada will look to punish. Great first ball from Iulian Ciobanu for Canada. Edilson electing to split the jack or from the red ball, sacrificing a ball. Sister Leidy to throw next, and she's got to be thinking, well, you got to have where this lands or where the intended spot for this one is. Is she just trying to block out Alison Levine, or does she want to put it halfway house and block the pair of them out? Partially. Fallen a little short. Could be deliberate, could be looking for that defensive ball and for Edilson Chica to roll up around and behind the blue ball and up to the jack. Let's get right in front of it from his perspective. Wow, that's rolled on a little bit further and he's closer. Jack open to both Canadians. He's gone past. Body language would suggest that wasn't what was intended. So he's going to have another crack at this one. Got the job of getting closer to the jack and blocking out Edilson. Well, threaded it through an almost impossible gap. So Lady Chica on the right. Is it more obscured from the jack than her brother? Leidy moves up to the back of the throwing area. Oh, beauty. Got the angles perfectly. And now the next shot for Canada, very important, because as things stand, the red to the right of the jack is now blocked out. So do they roll the jack on here a little bit? Alison Levine. Eyes of steel. Pushes one on. And does push the jack on. Edilson's got eyes on the target, on the white jack. Playing with a soft ball. Can play off the blue above the jack. But actually knocks on the red and gets closest ball. That's a nice shot from Edilson Chica, forcing Canada out for their sixth shot. Last one for Canada, thrown by Alison Levine. And now she's got a very tricky one on her hands, and she knows it. Trying to lob this one at the top, knock the jack on. Just missed it. Last ball for Colombia. They're already one up. Does that give them two here? The ball sacrificed. You have to wait. are 2-1 up at the halfway stage of this gold medal match here at the 7th. Can start the third, trailing by a single point in this BC4's mixed pairs gold medal match. The America's champions throwing the jack in for the third time in a row, and Iulian Ciobanu playing a perfect first ball. Well, the explosion working from Edilson. The smash shot separating opponent's ball from Jack, opening up the Jack to his sister Leidy. Cry of yes there from the Canadians. And again, the situation favouring Canada at the moment. Nearest ball and a blocker. More power. More disruption from Leidy. Indeed. That's a beauty. Weighted perfectly, got the right ricochet. Interesting one here for sure, because Iulian Ciobanu is known for his risk-taking use of clever shots. And he's got, the full quota of shots as well. Ricochets, lobs, pushes, roll-ups, roll-up and overs, and displacements. So far, though, in the match, we've seen those delicate placement shots from him. Levine known for disrupting things. Looks like she's putting a bit of power into this one as well. And it knocks the one blue on. Still blue closest. Ball sacrificed, out of play. Iulian getting ready for his third shot of the end. Now, what he got in his bag here? Another delicate one, absolutely on the money again. Now, there's some options here, one of which is to knock the jack out of play for the Colombians. But the problem with that is, if you look at how the field plays, the white ball, if it's pushed over the white line on the right-hand side, goes onto the cross in the middle. Nearest ball to the cross in the middle, Canada. And you can argue 2 for Canada. Difficult angle here for Edilson, Chica. Perhaps he can come around the outside. Well, tried to thread the needle and hit the red ball to knock the jack out of play. In the end, knocked his own ball out of play. One ball left for Colombia. Leidy, Chica with it in hand. Oh, this is a tight one. Just one more end to come after this. Canada have nearest. Well, they've got 2 balls left here. Alison, Levine coming up, a look at the field of play, work out the positions of the balls. Her angle is not as great as her teammates. But she's done with the last 2 balls. They can afford to knock the jack out. That's one way of going for 2, and she's putting some power into this. Wow, they actually, it worked out for them well. There was a margin of error in there that they were prepared to take. They've cleared the jack now, and Levine has one more shot. And if she plays this well, she'll roll up to the jack. She just needs to be within a ball's width of it, and it'll be 2 for Canada. Great game this is. Exactly what you want from a gold medal match. Not huge amounts in it, and when the opportunities come, doing great execution of shots. Is that close enough? Is that close enough? Well, I think a referee has decided just already that it's 2 for Canada. Start of the 4th and final end here. Canada leading Colombia in this gold medal match. It's 3-2. Colombia, though, are playing well enough that they are definitely not out of this. Edilson, Chica playing the jack out and has first ball. And that's a lovely first ball as well. Like being a bit further away from the target area. Levine on the right has a better angle. They clearly know between them what the plan is for this. Levine to throw first. Gold medal at Santiago 2023 up for grabs here. And makes connection, disrupts the balls, as is her way. Now for the placement shot from Ciobanu. But it's not just the Pan American Games title up for grabs here. It's that place in Paris next year at the Paralympic Games. He's nailed everything with those delicate touches. Placement ball for Ciobanu, spot on. Now, looks to be a more sensible thing for Edilson to play this shot. Bit of refinement required here as well. Looks like he's gone for the medium ball. So he wants to hit the jack, leave the red ball where it is, roll the jack on to his own blue and leave this ball in play. And that is what he's done. Placement shot from Iulian Ciobanu. We indeed, yes. The cry from the Canadians. So not pushed far enough by Lady Chica. But that's on the money as well. Ciobanu is going to play again here. Can he use his third ball? And again. Nails it. Now, both teams with 2 balls. Colombia in play. Push the blue ball to the left of the jack on. Perhaps that's the shot. Can even deliver it with a little bit of force and they'll still get closest ball. Oh, it didn't quite work out. Connected with the red as well. So last ball for Colombia in the hands of Lady Chica. Does she try and push the back on a bit further towards the 2 blue balls on the left-hand side closest to us? She rolls up to it nicely. Defense in mind. Single point at the moment with Colombia, the point they need to draw level. But 2 balls left. Alison in with both of them. Plenty of time. As things stand, this got tiebreaker written all over it. This will be some shot from Levine if she can get a point. So a single point for blue. On the cross for this tiebreaker end. What more could you ask for from a gold medal match with the title of BC4 pairs up for grabs, along with a spot at the Paralympic Games. 6 balls from each team to be played as Lady Chica goes just to the side of the jack. Options here, but it looks like it's going to be the deft touch of Iulian Ciobanu that is employed here. Well, I wonder if this is what we're now going to see in this match. Bunch of balls on the right, a bunch of balls on the left. Probably room for Levine here to hit the red across the face and then push it towards the jack and then just roll her ball in front of those blues. No, pretty much all money from her. Ball open to both Leidy and Edilson Chica here. Not the angle to knock the jack on. Well, there is the angle if you hit the jack and not the red. But if you to hit the red, the jack is probably going to roll into the blue closest to us as we get the shot down at the athletes on here. Nicely done. Opens the play up again, but forces Canada back out for ball number 3. Oh, this is some match. Cannot labour the importance of qualifying through this match for the Paralympic Games. It is huge for these teams. It's huge for these athletes. Ciobanu with that delicate touch again. I just feel the pressure starting to build up in the athletes. They're trying to stay relaxed and focused and in the moment, not thinking about what this means. So Edilson sacrificing his ball. That's no problem. Pushing the jack on here. Yes, indeed. Well, one more to go for Colombia as they push Canada back out to play their fourth ball of 6. The importance of having last ball here could not be higher. Levine setting up to play this one. Task for Alison here, pretty tough. Is she going to hit her own ball here and roll on? Though it looks like a bit of power again. Opens it up for Ciobanu. So left the ball on the right, and now it becomes clear why. So Ciobanu to roll up, get closest ball. That's the key thing. He must get closest ball, and then Colombia have to come out and play their final ball. Pushed it on. I think blue's closer there. It is. Uh-oh. Now Canada have to think. Final ball is with Edilson. Anything to the left as we look at it, as the main bunch next to the jack, is easy pickings for Edilson. So they don't want to roll the jack on too much, unless they push it right the way forward. And that is a beautiful bit of touch there from Alison Levine. Canada have played their final ball. It all comes down to Colombia now. Plenty of time, but they want to make a decision on what they're going to do here. I think Colombia can see the ball, can see the jack, can see the target. So now it's about a perfect shot rolling into position. Gold medal at the Pan American Games of Santiago 2023 and a place at Paris 2024 up for grabs. Big shot. Oh, it's going to come down to a measure here. It's going to come down to one red. It is Canada. What a match that was. Absolutely lived up to its billing, but Canada are the champions of Santiago 2023.